Hello everyone, welcome to WorldStudentScope program. I'm Elijah S. Honda. I'm going to be your instructor. I'm going to take you through the various modules of ILETS test on how to score good grade, how to make your handwriting improve, and how to speak well. So stay tuned as we go through the various modules. First, what is the meaning of ILETS test? It's just a simple word, which is International English Language Testing System, and is composed of two different parts. The first have to do with pen and paper batch, and the next is computer based. Now, in the pen and paper, you all know, as you sit in your various classes or office, when you have important things to write or do, you have to take pen to take notes. And the second, you can do your work on computer by either typing or whatsoever means. But basically, it's of these two types, pen and paper based and computer. And our test is divided into two mainly, which is the general and the academic aspect. And I'm going to explain these two aspects to you for your understanding so you can know the differences between the two. Okay, now for the general, it have to do with people who have interest in getting visa to travel abroad for work. Take for instance, Canada, New Zealand, the United States, and any other English speaking country or advanced English speaking country. You may want to do a job, or maybe you may want to travel for some other different purposes. It's best you do the test because these tests will qualify you to get the job abroad. It qualifies you for many other reasons that you want to travel for abroad. So for the general aspect, and it can also boost your chance of employment in English speaking countries, like I said, New Zealand, United States of America, Australia, Canada, and many other advanced English-speaking countries. And it also gives you a good opportunity to improve your level of English, not just writing a test to score grades or score a mark to get a job abroad, but also it also improves your communication skills, improve your English skills, improve your handwriting, improve your listening and speaking skills as well. Then we move to the next part, which is the academic aspect. The academic aspect have to do with students who are interested in getting or enrolling in university or colleges abroad. For example, you want to advance yourself in other countries like New Zealand, the United States, UK, Australia, Turkey, and other countries. They require you that you write these tests, and these tests qualify you to enter their various universities. So these are some of the basic important of writing this test. And it also boosts your chance of employment as well. You may be a student, but you also have the opportunity to work. And if you have English barrier, it serves as a serious problem for you not getting a job as a student while in school or even after your school. And thirdly, require for certain advanced degree like master, PhD. Some of you people, you do your bachelor degree here and you have interest in traveling abroad to do your master, your PhD or doctorate degree. And this test requires that you should write it and pass to do those things abroad. So the basic importance of these things to improve your English, get your master degree you wish to achieve in life, your PhD and your doctorate degree. It also gives you a good opportunity to improve your level of English. Now, you are not only there for the English, just to score the grades rather, or just to get the degree or get the job abroad, but it improves your English, your communication skills, your writing, your reading, your speaking, and your listening skills. Our test format. Now, we have 4 different modules which have to do listening, general reading, general writing. We have the academic reading, academic writing, and we have speaking. I will deal with listening. Now, under listening, you have these two, general reading, writing, which is the academic and the general aspect. They both fall under listening. Now, basically, these two, or if I may say these four, they are almost the same, but just slight difference between them. Like for the general aspect, this one have to do with the very first aspect I explained. People who are seeking job and other things, they have to do with passage, writing passage, and reading passage, newspaper, and all of that. And for the academic aspect, this is almost similar, but a slightly different, wherein you talk about journal, articles, and all of that in the academic aspect. And the speaking skills have to do with your level of speaking. Now, speaking comes with what you comprehend, meaning what you understand. You cannot speak if you don't understand something. You speak when you understand something. Take, for instance, you are requested to attend a meeting, and the meeting have a speaker, and this person is speaking on a specific topic, and after speaking, you are asked a question. You cannot speak if you don't, or if you didn't understand what the speaker spoke on. So you will answer the question based on what you understood from the speaker. So basically, that's just what speaking is all about. Now, these are the test score for the general. These fall under the general, the academic aspect. And if you score a mark between 30 to 32, this will be your score 7. If you score 33 to 34, 7.5, and so on. But whenever you are appearing for your exam or your test, you have to focus on the key points and the importance part in the test to score these marks. Do not get panicked based on the question, how difficult it is, or how hard the vocabulary is. Just try to do your best and answer it in the best way that you think is correct, most especially questions that you don't have knowledge of. Then, in the reading aspect, we have 60 minutes as the time allotted for your reading test. Now, within the 60 minutes, you have 40 questions, and the passage, you have 3 parts, which the question is divided into. And you will be given an audio to listen to. You will also be given a paragraph or a passage to read. And within the reading, they are only testing your level of understanding, your ability of comprehension, meaning how well you understand a word or how well you understand a passage after reading it. And for the listening aspect, the time allotted is 25 to 30 minutes, and you also have 40 questions. Now, in the listening aspect, we speak out or we listen to radio, listen to music. Now, the question comes, listening to music, do you understand the wording in the music? It's not just about what the music or how fine the music is. So, for example, how often do you listen to an English broadcasting news station, like for example, BBC? How often do you listen to that? With that, it helps you improve your listening skills because these are platforms that have international standard English being spoken. So listening to BBC helps to improve your skills. So it's also good not to just listen to what you understand, but listen to something that is more complicated and try to understand something from that complication. Okay. In writing, we have 60 minutes allotted for various questions. We have 60 minutes, and within the 60 minutes is divided into various tasks. Task 1, which is letter writing. Letter writing have 3 parts. We will discuss that in further explanation. And task 2 have to do with essay, wherein you will be given a topic to discuss brief or in detail. For example, your favorite newspaper, your favorite museum, your most visited park ever. And in the next part, you'll be given chart, graph, and table. Now, in chart, they will just give you a chart and ask you to discuss what is within the chart, and also a graph based on the questions. And the last part, which is essay, is a sim. You will be given a topic or a essay in total to summarize or to discuss. Then in the speaking aspect, 11 to 15 minutes is allotted, and within that 11 to 15 minutes, you have part 1, which is introduction and topic. And after introduction, you have part 2, which is cue card. Cue card, you will be given words or symbol or something on the cue card to discuss or to briefly describe. And also in part 3, there will be follow-up question to discuss. Reading. Now, there are types of questions and tips for reading. We are going to just discuss them briefly as we go to the next slide. Okay, types of questions. Now, there are 10 different types of questions. And the first, you will have multiple choice, short answer questions, and sentence completion question, notes, table form, summary, and flowchart as well. You will have yes or no question, not given, true or false, not given question, classification question, margin, and choosing heading, scanning, identifying location or information, labeling a diagram which has normal parts. So these are the types of questions, and they are very simple. Don't panic because they are so easy to understand and do. Then reading tips. Now, many test takers have been writing or thinking that taking a reading test or sitting to read is very difficult, but it's not impossible. It's just a task for non-native English speaker. You are very self, no matter where you're from or who you are. It's just a matter of understanding to do a very simple reading. And also how some people score 9.0, and people wonder, how is it possible? I can't understand English well, I can't speak English well. But don't worry, on this platform, WorldStudentScope, we are going to teach you and give you all the tips and tricks on how to score 9.0 in your reading and even improve your vocabulary skills. And of course, you will encounter some unknown words that you don't know. So don't panic about that, just relax. Those unknown words, we are going to teach you trick on how to identify those unknown words or words that are similar to those unknown words. The main goal of IELTS reading is to test your ability, how well you understand something before reading it, what you have read. So when even you are done with what you have read, it's not about reading a passage or reading a newspaper. It's easier you can say, I can read a newspaper. It's fine. But what did you understand? What you understand from reading the newspaper, you have to understand something from reading the newspaper. It's not just about reading the newspaper, how you understand that. And also, test taker lost mark because of lack of knowledge and all of that, and lack of confidence as well. Now, you don't have to panic, because when you are doing a test, you don't need to be 100% experienced or 100% confident. Everyone in this world, whenever they go for the very first interview and they are asked a question or given a passage or even given a simple work to do a task, they face some difficulty because of the first time. So we will teach you the tricks and how to relax to do these tests and make a very good mark. We have skimming over and watching for the answer. Now, when you are given a passage to read, or you are given maybe a heading or a topic to write. Now, skimming refers to knowing only for the main idea, looking only for the main idea. Now, When you are given a passage to read, do not waste time reading the entire passage. Focus on the key words in the passage. You'll see words that are in capital letter. You'll see words that are underlined. You'll see the name of a specific city, place, or so. Focus on the words. And remember, you just need to answer the question, nothing more. So skim over the text and then start looking for the answer. You read over the text, remember or underline or circle key words, key sentences, and go back to your question, and you are definitely going to do well. Watch your time. Now, this is one of the most important things in your test, the time factor. Whenever you are writing an Irish test, you have something like a billboard or a very big clock. It's there to keep the time. It's something like a countdown. So if you have like 1 hour to write a test, it starts counting from 69 and so on, coming downward. So in that process, don't focus or waste your time on reading an entire passage to understand it first before answering your question. Focus on the keywords, as I said, because time matters. Time is what makes you to pass or fail in the exam. It's not about how well you know the exam or how well you didn't know the exam. Because you may know the exam, but you wasted time and it will cause you to fail. So just focus on the keywords and take time factor into consideration. Is your spelling correct? Which is the third point. Now, check your spelling before writing your answer on your answer blank. This is one of the most important parts. If you are not sure of a word you are spelling, try to put it in syllables to spell. Because breaking a word down and putting it into syllables to spell help you to spell the words easily. So just try to remember something that is similar to that particular word. For example, if there's a word given to you about influence, think on which word that is most similar to the word influence and put it into syllables and try spelling it. Always make sure check your spelling before you can put your answer down, because when you are writing your answer, you may not be permitted to change or erase. So properly check your spelling and make sure it's correct. Keep the order. Remember that the question follows the order of the text in the most cases. Now, these questions come after the text. They are in sequence. Sequence means they are in the same order. It just means the same order. So, always check for the order of the text questions, the order of the passage. With that, you are very much easily able to track your answer within the passage or within any part of the text that you are writing. Very easy. Five, underline. When you skim over the text, underline the most important phrases. It will help you to save time. Now, as I said, whenever you are reading a passage or even writing an essay, remember, first, let me deal with the passage. If you are reading a passage, take down keywords, underline the words, circle them, or you can even just put a little point before them. Identify key sentences within the passage. Places, a name of a person, location, and all of that. Those are very key points. Now, if you are writing an essay, remember, when you are writing an essay, based on the topic you are writing, just jot down, meaning write down important points that you want to make or write about within the essay. Do not waste your time writing an entire paragraph to understand it and reread it. It wastes your time. Take down key points to write, and from there you create sentence or paragraph around the keywords, and you will do better. Unfamiliar vocabulary, that's okay. Don't worry if the text seems unfamiliar to you or you don't know some words. Now, you may not know some words. And these words are vocabulary that you need to maybe give words that are similar to them or opposite in meaning to them. It's easy. Always remember, when there is a word that you don't understand, first of all, try defining that word the way you understand it from your own point of view. Not what the test or examiner wants. Understand it from your own point of view first. In as much you try to understand it from your own point of view and define that word, you are definitely going to find a word that will be very similar to that word, and you can get your answer very quick. Pay attention to the details. Look thoroughly through the text. Any special feature, such as capital letter, underlining, italic, features, graph, and tables likely to match. Now, whenever you are reading a passage or you are writing this test, the Irish test, always pay attention to the keywords. Words, sometimes words are underlined, words are capitalized, places, city, airport, and various things, even the name of a person. So pay attention to the keywords. It refers to paying attention to the details, because those are the details that you need to pay attention to. Because after reading the passage, those details will come in the questions. And when you pay attention to those details, you will definitely get your answer right. No blank boxes. Now, this is one of the mistakes many people make. Whenever you are writing a public test or even private test, never allow yourself to leave any question out. When you are writing the Irish test, you need to focus your attention on the questions and don't leave some of the questions out. For example, imagine you are given 10 questions, and out of the 10 questions, you know how to answer only 8 of those questions. After answering the 8 questions, do not leave the 2 questions undone and turn your paper in. It's wrong. Always try to analyze the question the way you think it should be answered. Put it in your common sense. Analyze it the very simplest way you think you can analyze it to answer the question, because leaving question undone help you to lose marks. And in as much you attempt those questions, even if you answer it in your way, you understand them. You might, in the process of answering it, you might say something that is right, and you can be given a mark for that. So never leave your question undone. Cross out the wrong answer. Now, you are given passage with many questions or many options, or for example, a multiple choice, and you have many options to select from. The one that you know within yourself that is 100% wrong, put X to them first. The one that you are not really sure about, then you compare them with other answers. But always try to put X to the one that you know you are 100% sure that is wrong. Put X to them first and focus on the one that you know that they are similar and try to match your answer. Choose your own techniques. Now, this is one of the most common or simplest form. Whenever you are writing a test, do not allow your teacher say or someone say, even my very self, I should not say to you, use my technique. No, my technique worked for me. But what technique you think is best for you? For example, I'll give you one example. If I'm reading a passage to answer a question from the passage, I read the passage first and go to the question and read the question. Some people will choose to read the question first and go to the passage. But in that case, you choose which technique that you think is best for you, because everyone don't have the same speed in terms of reading, don't have the same speed in terms of understanding or level of understanding. So any technique that is best for you, choose that technique and work with it. It will save you time. Thank you.